Hi, David. Good to see you. This is going to be a good one, you guys. Man, buckle up. Greetings, Trendline. Oh, David, this is going to be a good one for everyone today. I mean, I think by the time I'm done today, I could get 50 of you people, my friends, not you, sorry, I didn't say you people, 50 people, additional people will probably realize it's really time to subscribe. I mean, although many of you are already subscribers, but David, man, oh man, oh man, I totally get what you're saying. And this live stream is about you, my buddy. And I totally get the 747. I'm gonna start with that when it's time. We'll give people a few more minutes here. I hope Pepe's here because, man, I would really love for him to chime in when he hears what I'm going to be saying. Pepe, are you here? Come on. I know you are somewhere. This is going to be a good one. Really, really, really good one. Awesome. Pepe, please listen to what I'm going to be saying today and comment. And again, when I say comment, I mean, I'm going to be saying that Pepe and I, by the way, do not have to agree on everything, but I really think what I'm going to be talking about is so critical and so profound for your trading future that it's going to really, I think, change so much, but in a positive. And remember, my job is not to make, although our tech is kind of, I mean, it's very powerful and can be complicated also because, you know, it's like a programming language in some cases. You can just really dive into, and, you know, Pepe knows because I think he's mentioned before, and I'm using him as an example because I have an immense amount of respect for him, very smart individual. And he was like, you know, I want to maybe build a product like Trade Ideas until he saw that we had done it. And I think he understood the mathematics and the data and the databasing of what we do and its unique properties, and was like, you know, maybe I should just work with this tech instead of trying to recreate it all on my own, because these guys might have really thought through the process in a similar way. And what I'm going to be saying today should be, I mean, you may want to listen, re-watch all this kind of stuff, because we're going to go super philosophical, but in a very profound way for all of your trading. I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I want to make everyone understand something that's important. So Trendline, we're really going to dive right into what you guys are saying, but I'm going to tell you that I think you are possibly misunderstanding the wings, and I'm going to recalibrate your concept of flying the plane, and I'm going to show you interesting examples of how everything I say is not theory but applied. Okay, so let's let a few more people pop in. It's right at the top of the hour, and just so that everyone knows, what are you looking at? You are looking at some of my positions, my 401k, where today I'm up 70,000, and I am not rich in that Elon Musk sort of way. I am a successful, very successful investor who has worked very hard to build this account up, and it has not been easy, but I'm not a guy like Elon. You know, this is, you know, I'm making serious percent returns, and I'm trying to lead by example. One of the things that I honestly, wholeheartedly believe is that if you're getting technology and if you are subscribing to a service, and there are lots of services out there, there's like TradingView and TrendSpider, Telecharts, FinViz, and all of them have their valid parts. And Trade Ideas may not be something for everyone, so I want to make sure everyone understands this. But it is my belief that you should want to interact with and get technology by people who are very much like you and succeeding at the art of what they invent. So here I am, I'm showing you I'm a pretty good investor, and I do it both long-term and actively, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. And you're going to be very surprised because it's number one, counterintuitive. Number two, easy. I know you want success to be very difficult, but by the way, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay. Success should be in a flow state, simple, and I'm hoping to change your whole trading perspective for the better in a way that I think. And so many of you are, by the way, very intelligent and astute traders, and it takes a long time for something to click. Lots of people, unfortunately, they kind of pigeonhole themselves, where the biggest problem that I see, and I'm going to talk about why the money machine solves it, is that people in trading and active investing, they are stuck in front of a tree and they cannot see the forest. Okay. They're literally nose right in the bark, eyes right next to your nose is at the tree and you can't see the big picture. And what I'm going to show you today will positively blow your mind and get you into this mind frame where I think I will motivate you to perceive things you've not perceived before, and also give yourself a real shot versus getting frustrated because you think you haven't figured something out. Nivtop, this is exactly for you. And again, hold your horses. So there's once again, I'm showing you guys this just to start off by saying, and by the way, we are now starting the live stream. Great amount of people. I want to say thank you for everybody who is here. This is going to be a big one, mind-blowing in lots of ways. Pepe, again, please comment freely when you hear what I'm actually going to be saying. So I'm going to go right here. I think this is the one. And I'm going to show you that here I am. I'm running the money machine. Okay. I want to show you what I'm doing in it. And I'm going to show you why it's so important. And I'm going to show you how, again, don't worry about any of this stuff yet. I'm just kind of prepping. I'm prepping to expand your thinking. Okay. So first of all, favorite man, I want to make sure everyone understands something that I think is something you need to put in the back pocket. The money machine is currently in alpha mode. It's not even in beta, which means that lots of the things that, like Nivtop, for example, that you're kind of asking about are a little bit in the raw. We want you guys to start interacting with it and jumping in and testing things out. But understand that there are so many things that are still in the works. I'm going to show you some of them that will blow your mind. But I want to get you now out of the metaphor of what I said, forest through the trees. So let me explain something that I think lots of people want, but isn't exactly always the way that you should approach the money machine. Okay. You want the money machine, you want to turn it on, kind of like the way I have it here. And here I am, I'm going to show you. So I've been in a bunch of stuff. Okay. Have some losers. And then I don't know, this one, let's see what I did here. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. This one I actually bought myself, and don't worry about that. That's nothing. But so I'm down a little bit here. Okay. But I want to explain to all of you why this is critical information and why I showed you this something right here. So notice here, I have a strategy called downside thrust. I mean, this is just the name we gave it because what I'm showing you here are stocks that have been hammered. Okay, but what am I doing here? I'm going long. Why would I be doing that? These stocks are getting hammered. I will explain it to you, and I think, again, this is going to potentially blow your mind. So, are you guys familiar with a concept called oversold? Okay, oversold, and I'm sure you are, but I'm just going to speak to it real quick. Oversold is a concept. And by the way, what I'm talking here is philosophy, not, overbought can be a similar thing, but I want to explain what I'm doing here. I'm doing something counterintuitive. I'm having the money machine get into trades, okay, that are actually kind of getting beaten down. Okay, so let's take a look. Do you see like this right here? This one, like I'm gonna let me make it a little easier to see. So these stocks are getting kind of beaten down. But what I see here is potential. Why? Well, because they're beaten down. And what is the money machine doing, you guys? The money machine right now is in sim mode. Okay. Sim is an incredibly important thing for everybody here to process. And I want to make sure that everyone here is listening very carefully to what I'm saying. The whole concept of sim is completely underutilized by most investors because they don't really understand what the benefit is. But the benefit is this, like, while I can see stuff happening here, like SPRO making a move, NXL making another move, BFRG making a move of some kind, right? I see these things. These are heads up. But when you apply whatever it is you want to apply into the money machine, you get financial feedback. So let me give you an example, and I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying here. I'm buying oversold stocks, and what I'm getting to see is when these oversold stocks start to rebound. I mean, look at this one. Super oversold. And what I am doing here, hey, Savvy, is I'm showing you guys an example where the money machine is being applied in a high level military tactic. So please listen closely to what I am telling you, okay? One of the really important things about using military tactics when you're trading is that the military has spent an immense amount of research on trial and error, and lives are on the line. Hi, Savvy. Great to see you. So when you go into battle in the military terms, typically before you send in the cavalry or the army or whatever it is, you do something that potentially has the difference between success and failure. And here's the most important part that I'm going to be telling you of the money machine. Scouting. What is scouting? Well, the money machine here is getting me into a bunch of trades in a scouting format. I'm testing the oversold concept. Is it working? And today, on a day like this, potentially it could. And some of this stuff, if it turns, could really turn. But what I'm doing here is I am testing concepts without putting money on the line. Like, look at this thing, Stream X. Okay, let's just take a look real quick. Okay. Operates a real world asset tokenization. So this is Bitcoin kind of stuff. This thing was as high as $6, not too long ago, and got kind of hammered. Okay, right here. And I'm contemplating that possibly this is oversold. So let me show you how I then take this information and actually apply it to something real. So you guys know that I trade an E-Trade account where, once again, this is another form of where I scout. Okay. And I'm scouting in E-Trade for potential to get into here. Do you see what I'm doing? So this is a military tactics approach. So in this exact same strategy, I saw Hertz a few days ago. And by the way, when I saw it, it was like on this like 550. Let me bring up a different chart so you can see a little bit more of it. Look at the 60 minute. Okay. So I saw, whoops, hold on. Come here. Here you go. Okay. So I saw Hertz right around like as it was getting beaten, oversold. And this exact same strategy, you guys, the exact same one. Okay. And I said to myself, okay, the money machine got me in, and very similar to STEX, which I saw today, by the way. STEX is my Hertz of today. Do you see what I'm doing? I want to show you. Okay. So my Hertz position in the money machine from 2 days ago, and I've been in it 2 days now. And by the way, I did an email about it. We showcased all of this stuff. Yeah, Trader 77, totally. But STX pump and dump, I mean, that doesn't really matter because I'm in the supply and demand game. And what I'm simply just trying to see is, could any of this pivot? I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm saying I can give it a try. And so with Hertz, I bought at 556 2 days ago based on the money machine scouting. So it was in here. But oops, hold on, right here. It was in this type of a situation. Okay. So see, like, this is negative. But I'm not like, oh my God, the money machine is not making money. That's not how you should think. What it's doing is it's providing critical information to you. It's telling you that there's some very oversold things. And the question is, what's the P&L doing? Like this DVLT is down, but again, potentially, and again, for me, Data Vault, I mean, this is not one that I would specifically jump into my E-Trade for a long term because I feel like I've missed it, but you can see that. But, you know, still, you know, came in here. This, on the other hand, Robo AI. I mean, this is the type of trade from a percentage point of view, like 158 to 258 is a very big percentage mover. Okay. And I'm going to switch the time frame here. And this is exactly the type of trade that I am very interested in. Nick, yes, you can 100% have Holly do audio when a new trade is picked. Just shoot an email to support and we'll tell you this. But again, guys, remember what I'm telling you. The money machine is your scouting system. And even though it can make money during the day, right now in sim mode, you should be using it as a scouting mechanism. And I'm telling you that I did this and I'm doing this every single day. And the results look like this. 5% gain in 2 days. Xerox. Do you guys see the same concept? Oversold. Look at this thing. I mean, this thing has potential to be at 4 quick. And I mean, it was at 6 not too long ago. And, you know, you have to ask yourself, is it possibly getting, you know, is it going to go bankrupt? I don't think so. So just very good potential. And again, STEX, this is in E-Trade, this is live. So I was able to utilize the money machine as my scouting mechanism. And oops. And through that scouting, turn the scout into an actual, real monetary gain. And you can do that as well. And what I want to explain something here is that these strategies, so I'm going to stop it right now. Hold on, I'm going to stop the money machine. Okay. And I'm going to show people a couple of things that are very important. So downside thrust by default is a short, but you can change all of this yourself. Okay. So we have big momentum rider. That's basically letting you know. So like I'm going to go right here. Okay. And I'm just going to turn it on without anything, just to give you some perspective. And I'm going to put this position in 15-minute range. Save profile and start. Okay. So once again, what I'm doing here is I did the short side type of stuff. And now I'm seeing what the momentum plays look like. And this is the scouting, okay? This is telling you, hey, is momentum going to be pulling me back, or is it going? Like these two guys, obviously the reds, right, are from my previous strategy, whereas some of this stuff just got in. So let's understand that right now the money machine in sim mode is your gateway to tell you some things about what's happening right now and how can you use it. Okay. Well, you can go right here and you can be looking at something like this. And look at this stuff. Okay. Nano X imaging. You had something that was at $9, came back. I mean, does this not look exactly like the kind of potential, mover that could run? I have to think so. And so I added here. Now I'm going to be looking at it. And I want to make sure that everyone understands something that I'm showing you here. The money machine is in alpha mode. There's a ton of stuff that we have in it that's going to make configuring easier, moving around easier. And by the way, including the concept of being able to trade multiple strategies at the same time. Okay. So there's so many things that are coming. And I'm Pepe, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, I'm on a Visual Studio. And I showed, again, today, what did we do? We discussed how, okay, the money machine is your scouting system. Don't get my metaphor for the being stuck in front of a tree and not seeing a forest goes into like, you want to turn it on, I want money. That desire. Everybody wants money, first of all. So you don't ask yourself, is my desire to be profitable unique? No. If you are doing something that's not unique, then maybe that there's just like more to it. And what I want to showcase today to you is the more to it part. And there's so much more. Again, obviously, everybody wants to make money in the stock market, but how you do it is the unique part. And the part I want to say that I think Pepe will appreciate, most of the things that work very well are counterintuitive. And they are counterintuitive because we've been given a bunch of bullshit about how supply and demand works. And, and obviously the system, you guys do understand, the system doesn't want you to use the money machine. It doesn't want you to trade on your own. It wants you to give your money to someone else. That is the system we battle. And I'm now going to show you how we have just added Pepe. You're going to love what I'm about to show you. We have just added something so different to the money machine. Woo! Get fucking ready, people. Okay. So as I said today, I've been running something else, and I'm going to demonstrate how this happened. Okay, so I have another MM2 money machine session. This is not the one that's running right now. The one that's running is the one that I'm using as a scouting example. Remember, I told you you should be turning it on and not saying, hey, this is going to make me money when it's live. Turn it on and say, okay, show me which stocks I can get into right now, and do it manually. Because there's nothing wrong with that. And I showed you already that here, I did this exact thing. Proving to you, I mean, why wouldn't somebody want $1,300 in 2 days? Okay. I'm not a rocket scientist. That's Pepe. I'm just somebody who does exactly what they say they do here. And I'm trying to get you to be more efficient in acquiring gains. So how did this happen? And this is the new feature I'm about to show you guys that will blow you away. All right. So I'm going to stop the money machine because I'm going to another example here. And we're going to go to MM3. I think I have nothing in there. Yep, MM3 is empty. Money machine settings. So I have a profile called My Signals. Pepe, please watch what you are about to see. Funky Fred, right now, yes, if you are a premium, everybody who's a premium subscriber and has the alpha version that's on our download site has access to the money machine. There's no additional cost other than a premium subscription at the moment. The additional cost will be there when we turn it on for you to auto trade with actual brokers, which is going to happen, but not for a little bit. So, Pepe, check this shit out. Do you see what I have here? This is the new version of the money machine that we're bringing out, and I want to show you guys what this is. This allows you to merge your eyes with the money machine. Let me explain. Use price alerts for entries. Okay. So now this stuff doesn't matter at all. This stuff matters. I'm going to make this $1 to $30. And I'm going to put this at a high number because you'll see why. And 20. And I'm going to hit save profile. Okay. So I have a list here that I have super list for money machine. I'm going to right click. Remember, I'm prepared for this. Save, copy, and I'm giving it to all of you guys. DR, I'm suspecting that you are not on the alpha version. That's the only reason you don't have it. Okay. All right. Pepe, thank you. So I gave you guys a list. Watch what I'm about to do. Okay. So money machine MM3, I'm going to hit start. Sorry. No. Money machine settings. I always do this. Stop. Don't worry. This is me fumbling around here. MM3. Right here. This is the key I want everyone to use. Price alerts for entries. Save profile. Start money machine. Okay, now it's running. Nothing's going on here. Let me explain why. Okay. So I created a top list right here called super list for the money machine. Let me show you what I'm able to do now. So I come over here, okay, and I'm going to delete these. Okay. Delete. Okay. So here's a stock. It's up 66%, quite a bit, but pulled off of highs and is kind of in this area. But I'm thinking to myself, if it starts to go, and is right around above this moving average at 69, I'm thinking that that might be some Momo, okay? But Pepe, check this out. Here's something cool. But if I go right here and right click and I say set it for long, price falls below 146 but then goes up right here. I'm gonna so now I've got this thing bracketed in the money machine. In other words, if it goes down to here and then comes back up, I'm going to buy it. Or if it breaks out right here, I'm going to buy it. Funky, again, remember, this whole downtrend or uptrend is really too broad. We're talking about stock-specific stuff. Like Hertz, it was in a big downtrend. I just bought it, and now it's in an uptrend for me. Think more focused, okay? So what I'm showing you guys is that we have just added the capability for you. I'm going to remove this one so you can see it, because I've already been on this list, and that's why you see some things on here. And I'm going to say, right click right here. I'm going to buy this if it breaks out, or if it pulls back right here. And I will just adjust it there. So this is called bracketing, where basically, regardless of if it falls to and then comes back up or breaks out, you're buying stuff that you like. I mean, and this thing obviously very beaten down. And this is actually one that potentially, like, I would be buying just to, test. But my whole point that I'm making sure everyone starts to understand is that in the money machine, now you have the power to use, price alerts as your entries. Your eyes are now joining the money machine. Pepe, do you see what I'm talking about? So these signals, none of them have happened yet, but we will just continue to do the exercise here. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. So see, I have this thing called I love using ranges in trade ideas where I'm showing things that are down over 3 months, but are starting to pick up today. This is just an example. You see, like, down over 3 months, starting to pick up. And I think I move it, and there we have it. I have it. And if you click on it, 138. So I already have the alert here ready to go. So this is called like a little bit of bottom fishing. Cardiff, I was already in it, by the way, from one of my alerts. So let's keep going. Okay, great example right here. Do you understand, guys, why I would be interested in this? 152 times relative volume, super beaten down at $1. How do I get it? Well, I'm going to go right to our envelope, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit price alert, long, boom, and see how that goes right here. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of momentum. But should it really come back and continue on the breakout, I want to be in it, because this is one of these things that looks like potentially could have an immense amount of momentum. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking the money machine concept, which gets you into stuff right away in the way that we have it currently, and I'm slowing it down for you so that you are able to get into stuff that you just like yourself. And that is, again, something very good, because what it does is it lets you see, So these were my calls from, like, I think I started doing this yesterday, and I just want to show you, what it looked like. I set up alerts, just like I'm showing you right now. And instead of the instant get you in kind of cocaine-y type of feeling that most people want from trading. I just let it slowly build. And you can see, this was a breakout. You guys could see what I did. I was like, okay, if this was down, and if it breaks out, boom, it's going to go. And look, I mean, this is just basic stuff where you become part of the machine. Your eyes should be one of your best pieces of tech. Okay, so let's go to MM3, I think. Yeah, so we just got hit on one of our price alerts, okay? So that's how it works. Right, Pepe. So price alerts are not triggered. They're only triggered if you are running the money machine in that mode. And yes, of course, you will be able to have some alerts that you want triggered, some alerts that you don't. I'm just giving you like that we have the first piece of tech where you can now trade stuff. And by the way, there's something so huge here that if you are astute, you really will understand what I'm saying. And remember, I mentioned that we are connected to brokers like E-Trade, Interactive Brokerage, TradeStation is in the works, Alpaca. Why is what I'm doing here so critical for you in this money machine automated trading sense as it relates to actual real trading? Let me explain, and this is one of the most important things you're going to hear. So in E-Trade, you can't go in and put a bunch of these alerts and have them be orders, because everything you put into E-Trade ties up your buying power. And when I'm saying this, I'm saying, listen to me closely. You can't put 30 potential trades in, because each one of the trades in your broker already assumes you are spending the money. But you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. You don't have enough buying power. I can put $500,000 worth of alerts in, but they will be in and ready to go only if it's triggered. And then obviously I will still be bound by my buying power, but my orders are in and they will be executed. Okay. You guys understand how powerful that is? That's the scouting I'm talking about. RE, the money machine, gives you both buy and sell signals depending on what you want. I'm showcasing here right now that I'm allowing my money machine, which is running right here, to take things that I'm looking at like this. I love these setups. And again, this is not the shit that I typically trade, but the pattern, the pattern is what I'm saying. I'm not going to do anything on this one, but let's go to here. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, this one was already set up. I'm going to get rid of this one. Starting from scratch. So here I'm coming to this moving average. I'm right clicking and I'm saying I want to go long. If it goes to that moving average and then comes back up. So right there. Okay. So it'll come down through, then come up, and then I'm going to buy. That's the kind of power we are now giving you. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, Telomere Pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are huge plays. Love these types of things because always big momentum can come in. Right click, go long, boom. Okay. So while this is running, so this money machine is on, but it is specifically only looking at, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. These are all of the things that that I've been doing since we started. Okay. And look at this beautiful thing right here. Again, it's your eyes. Do you guys see the power of your own eyes and the calmness that then, like, You are your own system generator without writing code. I've mentioned, why am I so good at what I do, you guys? But I'm trying to show this and use it as an example, okay? This isn't rocket science, but your eyes, your neural network in your brain are much more powerful than any AI and algorithm. The beauty of what Trade Ideas brings to the table is a lot of the things that are designed, that the money machine does, is designed by us, me, my team, who have very experienced eyes, and we put it in and we're showing you. Like today, I created a bunch of alerts and I'm showing you, see, like this, I see something. And in this case, what the feedback is, I'm not saying it's going to work out forever, but certainly the feedback is, hey, this works. Okay. And this is what this interface looks like in GT. You can see it right here. Triggered. And there we go. And once again, scouting. It's letting me know, hey, Dan, eyes on. So I have all of these that are working, but only one of them got hit. These were the other ones I showed you from the other day. Okay. But the beauty here is, and I'm going to move this away. So Neil, we have a ton of that already. So like, first of all, one of these things that, I mean, you're in the, we just launched the money machine, right? So you got to know that. This is very, very early new tech. We just launched it and it's in alpha mode, and I'm already showing you big improvements. And we have several other of my colleagues who at Trade Ideas who do exactly what I'm doing right now. They are showing you how to do strategies, set up longs, set up shorts. Just Neil, make sure you get the schedule, because again, I'm one and I'm the CEO, but there are others. Chris Varley and Steve Gomez both do the same thing. They showcase and help you get better at it. So what I want to do here is also just say that now you are free, okay, to take this data that you see and contemplate and process lots of different things. I mean, this is very big momentum. I feel like I kind of missed this move. So in my particular, and I'm not saying it's not going to continue, but I'm saying what this window, the super scalper window that I have here, just allows you to really see more information. But now you now can not only see it, but you can say, hey, here's what I want to do. If it pulls back and then goes back above it, I want to buy it. Do a little adjustment right there. Okay. So I'm not chasing in this particular case because it's right at this resistance level, but I want to see. And this allows you to experiment. Okay. This allows you to experiment and test things that you otherwise would not have. And again, I'm just showing you guys here by example that look at what I was able to do right in front of your eyes. This isn't sim, but I take this skill set, right, and I show you that I apply it to, and I applied it to Xerox. And again, I'm not saying everything I do works. And I applied it to STX. And STX, again, has just been kind of, Hertz did the same thing, by the way. Got in, moved up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit. I know the pump and dump and all that other stuff, but momentum is one of these things. This is a surfing business, okay? And you can really, really expand what you are doing now that you have the ability to add your own price alerts. Okay, so see this kind of a setup right here? That's one of my favorite ones. Okay, right click. So it's come up, pulled back, and if it starts to go again, I mean, I think that it's very similar to what this thing was doing. So risk management, all the all of your entries and exits have trailing stops, everything built in automatically by default, including these ones that are being done by the price alerts. And you can even reverse. Remember, we are designing the money machine to not just go in one direction. It gets in, if you get stopped out, you can ask it to reverse and go the other way. Some of these things are going to be hard to borrow and all that stuff, but conceptually, you can, in theory, you can set the money machine to trade one stock and it'll get in, it'll reverse on the stop, and then it'll reverse on the stop again. So, I mean, imagine trading Tesla that way. It can be done. Think much bigger than what you are possibly contemplating. The money machine can do what I'm doing here, where I am trading, multiple things at once. But you can also set it up to just trade one thing. You can trade NVDA, you can trade Tesla. And again, if you have the reversals in, you're done. Nivtop, did I answer your question? Pepe, thank you so much. We're in, I think, so it's Wednesday, live stream Wednesday. I believe early next week is going to be, since I'm now that the alpha is out, early next week is when I suspect that we will be dropping this version with the price alerts in it. And there's going to be a couple of improvements on the UI there that we are working with and things like that. But the key, and I'm trying to make sure everyone understands, what are the key components of today's money machine lesson? Okay, the components are that you are watching incredible alpha tech that is continually, like, this is not the final version. I mean, some of this stuff, this user interface is kind of in the works. You are, I'm older, so I used to watch the Dukes of Hazzard, and me and my buddies, we joke around how we are Cooter with a hood open in the General Lee. We're kind of making this as we go along, but I don't think the final version of the mass product will have all these gauges and things like that. It's going to be much easier. It's basically going to be like a go. And in that, there will also be things where, lots of prompts, like here, for example, right now with the negatives coming down and the positives going up, I mean, this is a good opportunity for you to be doing momentum based, type of strategy. So let me do this. I'm going to stop it. Okay. And I'm going to go to money machine settings, and I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to put in 5. So I'm putting in 5 of these. No, none of that. Just automatically getting in. And I want to make sure for people on the risk management side, you can adjust this stop price, force stop. I have 3%, 3%. You can do 4. Just an example to help you with some of the volatility concepts. So I'm going to hit. Okay, we're ready to go. MM3, and I'm going to hit start. Boom. So see, like, now it instantly gets you in. All the risk management you can see on the chart. Pepe, I don't know if you noticed, but with the price alerts, the risk management's not built in yet. You're getting in, but you're not. Your stops aren't active. So that's one of the things that we're testing. DR, also just shoot us a quick question, and somebody from Trade Ideas will answer. The Money Machine is an automated momentum-based trading system that gets you into multiple things at once, but also manages the risk for every one of the things that you're getting into, so that once you are in, you're not stuck managing it yourself. And there's rules applied to where, like, let's say this goes up, but you lose $100 and it oscillates a little bit, starts to go lower. You can even go short and reverse. So here, I'm just scouting, as I said before. The big thing that I think people miss is the incredible value. Like, you want all of these to be green right away, but in a weird way, that's actually counterintuitive. So Niptop, great question. Let me explain how I will answer that. Absolutely. And the thing is that this is per strategy. So you have profiles here, so you can create different risk profiles for different things you want to run. And there will be options where you can run multiple things at once. This just isn't there yet, but that's to answer your question. Absolutely. Every trade is a little bit different, but the idea is that when we are designing this like big momentum rider, right, we want to get you in, okay? But you don't want to be down 10% in one of these. So there's a lot of trial and error. So TY, no, and I already did that demonstration. So what I'm doing is I'm running the traditional money machine here just to get everybody to understand that there's these two modes. This is the full automated get in and trade mode, and it's one or the other. Right now you're either using the price alerts or one of these strategies, but we are working on creating a dual version, or not a dual version, but a more flexible version where you can, number one, run multiple strategies and also your price alerts at the same time. This is why I'm saying that, you know, you're being kind of given a pretty cool thing here, because it's brand new tech, alpha type tech, but you get to participate in the user experience. You know, we're not a focus group company. We're not sitting there trying to, you know, figure things out by sending surveys. We're applying this ourselves all the time. And one of the things that I want to make sure that you as our subscribers understand is that the big difference between what we do and others is that we put our own money on the line to test this, not just in theory, but in practice. Okay. And once again, like, I'm watching this closely, you know. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to put in a stop at a stop order at, you know, 87. So once again, this is live E-Trade stuff. So that's one of the reasons why this is visible in a different way. But I have a stop order now, so I'm comfortable. This hurts. I'm hopefully looking to make over a point in it. I don't see why not. And there's going to be volatility, no doubt. And Xerox is just one of these ones that, again, ask yourselves, what is Dan trying to do? Well, Dan's like basically picking up a flat line for a company that has $6 billion in revenue, but a market cap currently of 453 million. You know, again, we'll see what happens. But I take shots. I take these types of shots to see what goes on here. And let's go back to the money machine. And here we are. We are in this thing that I started, and this is giving you important information. Okay. So once again, if this was a US company, I would be looking to play that oversold move, which is exactly what this is here. I mean, up 5%. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Some of these moves in terms of a percentage, if you can go from 2 to 4 or from, from 1.83 to 2.83, you're talking about gigantic percentage gains. That's the reason why I said that the money machine is your scouting mechanism. Right now, do not think of it as like, oh my God, I'm looking at this. This is what I want to expect. You're missing the whole gigantic component of the fact that what the money machine is doing, it's allowing you to get into multiple things and test and see the financial ramifications of these decisions, things that you otherwise would never have done by yourself. And you know that, okay? You know that. So you are now basically being able to take trading to a completely different level because you're experiencing the financial ramifications of positions like you've never had before. You can see, okay, this one's kind of flatlining, but the move's extended. Okay, probably not something that you want to get into. This one, similar. I mean, these are momentum plays, but I'm just saying. Whereas this one, the one that I got into from my limit alerts, it's negative right now, but you want to be watching this closely because if a turn happens, and look at the relative volume, this could pick up and be up 100%. I'm not saying it will be, but I mean, this is already telling you something's up, right? And I may have bought, the high here or something. I mean, it's been higher. But just putting this on your radar and then being able to put it on stocks that you like completely changes your efficiency in the stock market. And that's what the money machine is. People say, Dan, what is the money machine? The money machine is an ability for you to process the financial ramifications of many things at once. It is very similar to ChatGPT, where, for example, you can say, hey, ChatGPT, write me an email to a customer doing XYZ, right? ChatGPT will do it, but would you just then copy and paste exactly what ChatGPT did and send it? No, you would read it first, do a quick edit, say, this sounds good, but do a different tone or make it less formal or more formal. This is what the money machine is doing here. It's like, hey, check this out. Okay, check out these trades. You are possibly able to have some information now that's different from this information. Do you see what I'm saying? This has money ramifications attached to it. This is ideas. Okay, these are your ideas. And by the way, so I don't have my limit alerts on right now for trading, but I can still add stuff so that when Pepe, by the way, so when I do turn that on, this will then become active. Does that make sense? So as long as you're sitting here and just working these different things, and again, you can work them in so many different ways, potentially. So alerts give you the, by the way, you guys do see like what we're trying to do. The Nebius trade. This one's big more than Nebius, but like what I'm saying is, as cool as my Nebius trade was, if I had put the same money into this one, man, I could have gotten a lot more shares. Shit. Not that, again, I'm saying to do that. I'm just saying that these unusual returns are not so unusual as people think, just not from the point of view of the mainstream financial media. Okay. So what I'm showing you here is, this one, love this one right here. Boom, boom. Like, How can you not love this? Do you know exactly what's going on if this takes place? I am a big fan of this one. And all I have to do, okay, so let me just show you something. I can stop the money machine. So these are all still in here. And I can go to money machine settings and now use price alerts. I'm just pivoting, I'm giving myself a chance to get into more because you don't get into a lot. Save and start. So it's on and it's listening. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Right? I went from the Momo, which I'm in and I'm watching very closely, okay, to now I'm back at my own alerts. So we think that this is one of the biggest innovations in trading, and especially as it relates to buying power. And I want to, as we get to the end of the hour here, I want to really reiterate this for you in terms of understanding why it's so profound and how it applies to your actual money. Remember what I said. If you go to your broker, Schwab, E-Trade, whatever, and you want to put in a bunch of orders in, limit orders, instantly all those limit orders will tie up your buying power and it's over. So you'll be able to put 3, 4, 5. I can put in 50 of these. And because they're on our server, they're ready to go, but only once the price crosses the level that you select will you be executed. This is, once again, one of the biggest understated innovations in the history of retail trading, because if you think about your ability now to canvas opportunities without it tying a buying power, Pepe, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of actually simple, but at the same time, so profound that we should, once people realize what they can do here, you should have approximately, like, you should have 100,000 new subscribers. Absolutely. Pepe, you're casting a wider net, but never being hindered by the buying power problem, right? Because all of those net fishing lines are on our servers. That's the difference. Kind of like what we said with the invisible stops, that when you put in a stop order on E-Trade with trade ideas, E-Trade doesn't see it, which means Citadel doesn't see it, and Virtu doesn't see it, and BlackRock doesn't see it. That's why people love to use our technology and why we are, in my opinion, the #1 retail tech. It's just that we are not venture funded. We're not influencer pumped. You know, the TradingView crew, they pay for these guys on TikTok and on YouTube and all that shit. We're just a different animal. We've always done it ourselves. We've never gone the traditional media route. We just want you to see that the people that created this tech actually use it for themselves in the real life market. And I am showing you how I do this. I'm saying how you are thinking that you want this to be green, but in reality, the counterintuitivity of what I told you about this whole day is that when this is green, you've already missed it a little bit. Do you see what I'm saying? When this is red, you have an opportunity. Like, see this? Like, this thing got me into it right here. This thing is kind of like, getting pretty slammed. But, you could potentially right click, create a price alert, pick it up at the moving average. And you're not tying up your buying power to do it. This one, again, already in, but this is the power of really utilizing SIM the way it should be. DR, do not worry. Again, you can continue to ask us questions. We will always answer them. There's a GPT on our homepage that has all of our information. This market pulse window, make sure you understand how powerful this is, because it's basically your tape reader window, and it's telling you the tape's just turning more positive over the last few minutes that we've been together. All right, you guys. Yeah, T-Moon, we are in full development mode on TradeStation. They've given us, contract is signed, money is exchanged hands, and we are partners. It's just a development effort right now. But since we've done it in E-Trade and Alpaca and IB, we're better at it now than we were before. So it should be faster. I can't quite give you the exact, guesstimation because, like, for example, with the money machine, I had wanted it to be out sooner, and I thought that it was going to be, for example, but there were some memory issues and technology stuff that, I just couldn't foresee. And I even showed you guys that I had already traded this live with E-Trade. And I showed you guys that I made money doing it just kind of like the turn it on and make money sort of way. But I'm showing you here how in sim mode, there is zero reason for you not to utilize this data, this negative data, as like, hey, I can get a better price than the MM if this is interesting. And to me, that's a huge benefit. Okay. Huge, huge benefit. All right, I'll answer a couple of last minute questions. Remember, the money machine is an alpha for premium subscribers only. But you guys, even at no discounts, our software only costs $2,200 per year, which is like, a Starbucks coffee. So, Trendline, thank you so much. Any last minute questions before we call it? Remember, I demonstrated scouting using the money machine and your own price alerts where your eyes are now your entry signals. Very, very big for long-term stuff. And the fact that when you use this technology, you are not tying a buying power. And as Pepe very accurately said, you're able to cast a very wide net and have it be cast in the most efficient way possible. All right, you guys, thank you so much. One of our biggest days today in terms of people here listening and watching. I want to have everyone know that, it's my goal that all of you are able to do some of the stuff that I'm doing here. I like winning, but I would love it if my friends and subscribers won. And I'm simply showing that if I can do it, you can do it too. A lot of these things that I've shown you here, and I've never hit any of my positions, I've been in them for a little bit. And like this HYMC, and you guys have been, ever since you've been in the live streams, and it's been several months, it's been at 3, and is right now at 7. So I don't hide any of my portfolio from you guys. I show you what I'm doing, you know what's up, and hopefully, again, you want to be subscribing to a service that's made by people who put their money on the line and don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. And that is my whole team, not just myself. All right, you guys, thank you so much once again. Really appreciate everybody being here, and I will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye.